I am a speech-language pathologist, which is a wonderful profession for people like me who care about communication, who think that communication is a human right. The focus of my career has been on children who are deaf, and early on I learned of an innovation for access to language that I want to tell you about. My first job was at a preschool in Washington, D.C. that included both deaf and hearing children. And the first child I worked with there was Bradley, a 3-year-old who had a profound hearing loss. He didn't get much benefit from his hearing aids, so his parents had chosen to use a visual mode of communication with him called cued speech. So I began to cue with him. And during that preschool year, we did ordinary preschool things, but with the help of cued speech. We talked, and I cued about everything under the sun, and Bradley's language took off. We read, and I cued dozens of books, and he learned to read. He went on to great language and communication skills, academic achievement. What was the key? I will forgive you if you think that I was the world's best speech therapist, but that wasn't it. The real key was we had a powerful tool in our hands. We had cued speech. Cued speech. What is it? What am I doing? We all use our eyes sometimes when we're trying to hear a spoken message, but lip reading is really difficult. Speech happens fast. Speech sounds look alike, or they're invisible. With lip reading alone, we understand only about 1/3 of a spoken message. To overcome this, cued speech was developed by Dr. Orrin Cornett at Gallaudet University in the mid-1960s. He wanted to enable hearing parents with deaf children to share spoken language. His idea was a set of hand cues that would add information to the natural lip movements of speech to take the guesswork out of lip reading. How does it work? It's a very simple system. Hand shapes show consonants, placements show vowels. Cues, along with the lip movements of speech, show the sounds we're saying and allow a deaf person to understand 100% of what is said. Let me give you an example. Let's think about the words bat and pat. If you're lip reading them, you can't tell them apart. They look alike. But if we add cues, we make them look different. Bat, pat. You can even understand it without voice. If you have some hearing, cues can be a supplement, but spoken language can be understood entirely through vision if that's the need. Here's a chart that shows the whole system on one page, hand shapes and consonants. For adults to learn to cue, it's simply a matter of matching up the sounds you know with the hand shapes and the placements. Others can learn and understand language by being cued too. What can we cue? Anything we can say, like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I'm showing off, but I'm also showing you what cueing can do. I've been cueing in English, but we can also cue in Spanish and more than 60 other languages and dialects. What about American Sign Language, ASL? Why do we need cues when we have signs? ASL is a language in its own right for a vibrant culture and community. Yes, ASL and cued speech are both visual means of communication, but they are conveying different languages. We have a sign language interpreter here, but he is called an interpreter for a reason. He is changing one language into another. It's possible to use both ASL and cued speech, to be fluent in both. You don't have to choose between them, you can do both. But when you want direct access to spoken language, cues are an effective and efficient way to do that. What about technology? Cochlear implants, digital hearing aids. Technology doesn't work for all, and it doesn't work all of the time. Technology isn't a substitute for being able to clearly and consistently convey language. When we cue to children who are deaf, much research and experience shows us that they learn language easily and naturally, with powerful effects on literacy and academic achievement. One landmark study demonstrated that when we cue to deaf children, they read like they're hearing peers. And that's a very significant outcome if you know the history of literacy issues for children who are deaf. But that's not all we can do. Children who have language or learning disabilities. Hearing children who are learning to read need phonics. They need a good knowledge of spoken language as the basis for decoding print. Cued speech can be helpful in all of those situations. Let's take a minute to see cued speech in action. We'll see a video that was produced by Aaron Rose. And Aaron and Mary Beth are parents who are both deaf and grew up using cued speech. And now they are cueing, they're sharing their native English language with their daughter Arabella. You will see her learning and understanding language when it is cued to her, and you will see her beginning to cue back to her parents.
Achoo! Achoo!
Intensive.
Show mommy the ball.
Butterfly. It's a butterfly. Okay, thank you. Hey. One. Go. Okay.
I could tell you hundreds of stories and point to dozens of studies that show the impact of cued speech, but I'll end with the encounter that led me to drop out of law school, learn to cue, and decide that I wanted to work with families to help them communicate. The first time I saw cued speech in action, I asked the mother I just met why she had chosen to cue with her son, and she said to me, "I want to share my language with my son. I want him to understand my words. I want him to get it when I say I love you," and he does. For 50 years, cued speech has been a well-kept secret, but language shouldn't be a secret. Thousands of families have benefited from cueing, but it still isn't widely enough known. Someone you know needs access to language. You can learn to cue, or you can tell someone about it. You can get the word out. You can give language a hand. Thank you.